What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you come into the channel. Check out the content. And with that being said, I wanna speak on a recent video that I was watching. And it was from the YouTube channel. What is it's called? American Homestead, right? What is it called? American Homestead? Yeah, it's called American Homestead. American Homestead Journey. And so in this video, she was talking about like how people are living in storage units, and because rent and apartments and houses and stuff like that are so expensive, right? And so I want to play some of the audio from this lady's YouTube channel, and then what I'm gonna do is I am going to comment on it, and then you know, I want to get a response from you all. Like, what do you think about these situations, and what people can do to avoid these type of situations, or are there any alternatives to these type of situations? So here we go with the audio.
More and more people are really struggling here in the United States to put a roof over their head. A lot of people are not able to qualify for apartments or purchase homes. They're having a hard time. They are becoming homeless. And a lot of people are even finding more creative ways to try and keep a roof over their head. Some people are even looking at storage units. Check this out.
And so look, now I don't know, back when I was coming up and when I was a kid, like if somebody in our family thought that they was going to be, they was going to get evicted or something like that, you could always go back and stay with like your grandmother, or or not, or another family member or something like that. I remember one time one of my aunts got evicted, and she had 6 kids. My mother had a 2-bedroom house. It was me and my mother and my 2 sisters. I slept in the basement, right? But my aunt had 6 kids and they was getting evicted, so they came and stayed with us. So now we have 7 more people. Now we got 11 people in the house. But that's what family did. And so it's not like that today. I think people consider they want to be so much so strong and so independent, and then they find ways like this, like living in storage units. People even living in cars and stuff like that, which I don't think it just is. To me, it's just sad, because like I said, I think that people should want to stay with family, help families out, and help each other get on their feet. But everybody, it's just like a divide and conquer type culture here that I'm seeing, right? And people are falling for it when you don't, when it's really not necessary. Like I said, all you have to do is just rely on family. You have to cooperate with each other, and stuff like that. But I'm not seeing that. Like, people who have so much pride and they want to do things on their own, and they live like this, and it's not good. It's not good at all. But on this show, there was a young lady on here, and she spoke about her living situation, as far as um living in a storage unit. And I'm gonna play her audio, because this is the one that got me the most. Like, this young lady, and it's more women on here, but this young lady, her situation really like caught my attention. Let me turn this audio up.
Because I got tired of spending all my money on rent and I need to save some money. If you're new here, I keep most of my stuff at this storage unit, but I also have an office where I have access to Wi Fi, a refrigerator, and pretty much everything else I need 24/7. I have 2 jobs and I also sleep at work, so that definitely helps. Keep in mind, the office and work are 2 different places. Now, I am really active in my comments, and I noticed that a lot of moms were saying if they didn't have kids, they would be doing the same thing. And I definitely understand. For years, I just felt like it had to be a better way. I did not want to work, go home, take care of the kids, barely sleep, and still have to pay all these bills. My kids are older, so it worked out to where I was finally able to put myself in a situation. So, although I sleep at work, I rented this office because I just don't want to be in one spot all day. We have offices starting at $300, so it's nowhere near as much as I would be paying for rent. Whenever I do come here, I have 24-hour access. I can use the bathroom. We have a microwave, refrigerator, Wi-Fi, and everything else I need.
Now, let me ask y'all. Let me ask. Okay, so she stays in a storage unit. Then she also has a like an office space where she's able to rent the space out, right? And so she's able to go to her office and use the bathroom and stuff like that. And she said she has a refrigerator right there also. But and she working two jobs. I don't understand, like family, like why people still can't like get along with their family well enough. Like I see different communities of people, like Mexican people, like not even just Mexican people, like other communities and stuff like that. Like they will live together and live like Asian people. I've been to houses where there have been a whole bunch of Asian people in there, a whole bunch of Mexican people in there, but they all supporting and living together. I don't understand why these people would want to stay in a storage bin and then have to go wash up in an office, like, and you working two jobs. It really don't make no sense to me. Like she said, it was a lot of pressure for her to pay those bills, and also, but that's what life is. Life is about bills and responsibilities and stuff like that. So let me play her audio again.
Because I got tired of spending all my money on rent and I need to save some money. If you're new here, I
All right,
keep
so she said she got tired of paying all her money on, like, what else? What else is there? Like, what else do you want to do with your money besides pay your bills? And like, I don't know, like you can't. I would not want to be able to go on a vacation. Is that what she want to do with her money? Like, go on a vacation, take a cruise, or take an airplane somewhere and enjoy, knowing that you have to come back to a storage bin and a little small office space that you're renting out. The first thing you want to do is you got to take care of home. So you can't take trips, and vacations and stuff like that if things are not right at home. And so people nowadays, to me, in my opinion, they're just getting it backwards. They doing away with home. They staying in cars, they staying in storage units. They can't find a partner to cooperate with, a partner to build with. And so they would prefer to live like this, working two jobs. Um, the stability and the peace of mind that comes with having your own house, and even if all you have is like a blow up mattress or a mattress on the floor, I mean, to me that's more comfortable than staying in a storage unit. you know or even if you are staying with your relatives, y'all splitting the expenses and y'all working together. You People today, man, people can't even work together long enough to, you know I don't know, long enough to get on their feet. I know, like I said, when my aunt came to stay with my mother and us, and she had 6 kids. She stayed there until, it was only a couple months, but for us, we was kids, it was fun. A bunch of kids in the house. Well, she had 6 kids. My mother had 3 kids. So it was, for us, it was fun. It was like we was camping, or we just had, it was just fun for kids. It wasn't a stressful situation. And we was with family. They was with family. And my aunt may have, and my mother, may have known or felt like they needed their own space. But for the kids though, I don't get it, man. I just don't see why people can't cooperate, especially these women supposed to be the most educated women, but then they make these type of decisions. They have all these degrees and qualify for this job and that job, this position, and then they wind up living like this. To me, it don't make sense. It really don't make sense. You know, and so you see a whole lot of women, more women. I used to always think when I was a kid, like most people that were homeless was men. But nowadays, man, they're homeless. They have so many shelters for women and kids now. It's just crazy. And I think a big part of that is, like the economy is tough. Like times have always been tough. Um, but people stuck together. And that's when you really need to stick together. When times get tough, people need to lean on each other. But if they can't get along with each other long enough for something like survival, then people don't stand a chance. It's just crazy for a young lady to be living in a storage unit, working 2 jobs. Um, it's just crazy. But let me know what your opinion is. That's my take on it. Let me know what your opinion is. Also, make sure to like and subscribe. And with that being said, I'll check you all out in the next video.